Do. It's race day, everybody. Everybody get in here. Oh, how's everybody doing today? Sounding like a light card for some people today. I got no problem with that. It's just not my lightest card. Is it Denny time tonight? Well, you're going to have to stay till the end, Jason, to figure that out. You're going to have to stay till the end. Bad for ratings, but love a Saturday night. Love a Saturday night race. Yeah, I maybe that's right. Jacob, what up? Nate says we need extremely low temperatures in order to get some tire wear. Yeah, maybe. Chalk week. When is it not a chalk week? Kyle, what up? Brian. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, wow. Connor's stopping in from the LSU Florida game. Rowdy, what's going on? Is Blaney leading 450 laps? He might. Rowdy, what's going on? Can't drink all day for a Saturday night race unless you start drinking during the Northwestern game. Yeah, that's what everyone says. I should do a pre-race poll for the Northwestern game. I guess one thing, I know that Knowles, Nick, and Steven are at the race today. And I told them to take a video. My favorite thing in life to like experience, for the most part, is to be at the start-finish line when a race goes green. Up against the fence. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than when that race goes green. I highly recommend, if anyone that watches this has not been to a race and not been there for the green flag, I don't know what to tell you, because it is the best. And you watch them go around a few times. I don't wear headphones. It's loud. Yeah, it's loud. Oh, my son's about ready to make an appearance. Hey, babe. I do think it is hands down the best experience you can have at a sporting event. Yeah, you're damn right we did that at Phoenix Go Fast, Troy. It's the best. I do it at every race I go to. I've probably been to 50 or so NASCAR races. I think it's the absolute best. You know what else is the best? And I would say this, I would go ahead and say that 99.9% of the people that are watching this, you can sit there at the start of the green flag of a race and everyone's going wild and crazy. The cars are loud and fast. It's the best experience ever. And you can think to yourself, I know more about what's going to happen in this race than anyone else. You will know more than almost, unless you're sitting on top of a pit box, I would pick anybody that listens to this over any average NASCAR fan by a mile. Like, if I'm standing at the start-finish line and I say something about the way that I think a race is going to go, the only way I might disagree with someone is if they watch this show. Even Ryan, even you. Well, maybe not you. Come on. Yeah, crazy pit strategy could be a thing, but hey, let's get into it. We got the poll. Ooh. Hey, happy race to everyone. We made it. Not my favorite race, but we got a race. Cheers. Taking a pull. You wouldn't include Jeff Burton in that list. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Jeff Burton. There could be an entire account on social media that just says, I don't think so, Jeff. Here's the thing. Look, I'm just seeing, a lot of people can't see the comments. I'm just seeing a bunch of people picking off bad lines. I love that. I can't tell you, even though I might not miss that, or I might miss those, seeing a bunch of people pick off bad lines off of sports books is exactly why I do this. This just brings like a tear to my eye, saying, I see people just saying, hey, I someone opened up a bad line. I took advantage of it. That's great. That's why we do this. And that's why this is the best pre-race show that there is. Name a sport team that gets as hyped as NASCAR Piping tire fall off and it fails. Yeah. Well, you put $10 on and cash out for $29 now. I don't think Austin Cindric is winning this race. I think you cash it out. But anyway, let's get into this. AJ Allmendinger. AJ did not run long in practice, but he's good here. He's been good on concrete in the past. He's been good at Dover. Not that I think that everything's a perfect track comp. That's not the case. AJ not winning this race. I would love it if AJ did win this race. I think that if you have him at 25, listen, he pulled it. Okay, unless you bet him before practice and qualifying, there's nothing available on AJ Allmendinger. We know that, right? Unless you have like a random, 60-1. I've seen that. I just don't see that happening. If you got in before practice and qualifying, hey, great job. You're sitting on a bet that's, maybe top 5 would be a hell of a run for that team. Top 5 would be a hell of a run. Top 10 would be a hell of a run. So, Ryan Blaney. What do you want me to say about Ryan Blaney? I don't think it's a secret. Is it a secret that he's just looked like the best car? Blaney's plus 450 on Bet Online. You could probably get behind that. Winner comes from the top 5, 58% of the time. Well, Blaney's in the top 5. And I will say he looked the most consistent in the long run. I don't have anything on Blaney. I have one outright and one matchup right now. The rest I'm going to wait till live. I might make a play or two after the poll, after kind of, I'll talk to Todd after this. But, I think right now I'm happy with the one outright, and I'm happy with, and I'm not going to tell you who the outright is yet. But yeah, breaking news, Blaney's fast again. Blaney stage 1 plus 350. Yeah. Nuke the house sports picks. Love you too. Yeah, he's not going to win. He could. I mean, this is like Ryan Blaney could do what Larson and Hamlin have done in the past and kind of dominate this race based on what I saw in practice. But Blaney looks good in practice often. Okay. Austin Cindric. Yeah, definitely a good starting spot for this guy. If you run a Chase Briscoe type race, and you all know what I'm talking about when you say let's just say Chase Briscoe / William Byron type race, where you make no mistakes at all, I think Austin Cindric could keep it in the top 10. Okay, he's not spectacular. He's significantly slower. Significantly slower in the long run. I mean, he had a lot of fall off. But you got to be so much faster to pass. Big Ross asked a great question. Is Austin Cindric capable of that? I don't think he is. No, I don't think he is. I think if Austin Cindric loses track position, he's going to need to steal it to get it back. I don't think he can drive back through the field. The value on Austin Cindric is now gone as well, as he's qualified third. Ty Gibbs. Tyrone, you practice almost like Kyle Larson. You almost practice like Kyle Larson. I'm shocked week in and week out of how fast he is. This is his best track. Conversation with Todd earlier. Man, Gibbs looks good. Yep, agree. Silence. ... Pause. ... Well, you can't back him at 16-1. You certainly can't lay minus 160 in matchups. Conversation over. Right? Conversation's over. If you got in and Ty earlier in the week, hey, you did a great job. This is his best track. If you were going to back Ty Gibbs at any track, in my opinion, it would be this one. I'm not doing it. The best car at the Clash. Oh, man. Yeah, the Clash, North Wilkesboro and Bristol, those setups are the same. Let's see. I'm going to move on. I just think we're lost on Ty Gibbs here. He's a practice all-star every week. Kyle Larson. Oh, the LA Clash. That's the best car he's had in years, by the way. I called that during the race. I said, Ty Gibbs getting out to a 3.5 second lead or a 3 second lead, whatever it was, at the LA Clash is the best car he'll ever have. Quarter-mile track, 4 second lead, best car he'll ever have. Still true. Yeah, Kyle Larson. Well, you better find some speed up top, Kyle, because you did not show me much in practice. Did not show me much at practice. Yeah, Big Ross brings up a good point. Not great practice for Larson, but everyone was pretty much the same. Pretty much, yeah. I think that there were a few that stood out. Does it matter? I don't know. I know this. I know that when I'm not on Larson, Todd is. So we have every week we're just kind of like, hey, if you where do we fall with Larson here? Let's actually try to figure this out. Does Larson still win this race? Does he have a dominant car? I'm not there. I'm not there yet. If the top comes in and it's searching to find speed, he's number 1 to do that. Okay. And then I would put Chris Bell number 2. Okay. I think that they're going to have to find speed in traffic running multiple lines if they're going to win. I do not think raw speed is just there. I don't think it's there. Like Bell, Blaney, maybe Byron with the Killer Bees. Yeah. To say that Larson's not going to be in the mix would be irresponsible. Okay. I'm not saying that. He's too short. He's too short right now. In my opinion, Larson is too short. You get to 5 to 6 to 1. Yeah. Maybe you see a 6 to 1 might be just a blind play. I just don't think we're there yet. If practice holds true, Blaney's going to be tough to beat. Yeah, I agree. Denny Hamlin. What I saw out of Denny was when he had clean track, could put up some speeds that other guys couldn't. I think that was funny, Jacob. I think Denny Hamlin at times showed the best car at times. I would say Denny has to be on your card. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Denny has to be on your card. Nate says Denny Hamlin top 5 and pray for a boring race. I think even if it isn't boring, Denny could run top 5. Yeah. He can go for wins. I don't like Denny in matchups and maybe not top 5s. Let's think about this. He's through. Denny wants wins or stage points. Wins or stage points. So I like Denny tonight. I like Denny a lot. Nothing to lose. And you're telling me you say to one guy in this sport, one driver, say, hey, all you have to do is go win the race. Just go win the race. Who are you picking to win that race? It's Denny. I don't care if Kyle Larson's a more talented driver. I don't care if Ryan Blaney shows more speed, yada, yada, yada. Denny cashes tickets, period. That's it. Denny cashes tickets. Yeah, see, Ryan just said it. He actually said it before me, but yes. I'm pretty sure that I'm the one that said that in the past. Maybe I stole it from somebody, but Denny cashes tickets, period. End of story. William Byron. They even talk about him in practice. I mean, based on his lap times, they shouldn't have talked about him. He didn't look good, but I think he'll run well. His practice looked like Chase Briscoe's practices. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Do I think he'll run well? I don't know. He's probably going to run better than he looks. Probably going to run better than he looks. But he has to. William Byron is a tough guy to fade. I asked earlier on Twitter, X, formerly Twitter, would you rather have the best car or the seventh best car with no mistakes? That's kind of where William Byron is. I don't even think he's the seventh best car. Let's move on. Bubba Wallace. Bubba. Okay. You were good towards the end of practice. I could get behind Bubba. I could get behind Bubba tonight. I just didn't and haven't. Just mistakes kill that team worse than most. Denny may beat my favorite driver. Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought he was good at the end of practice. I wish he would have run more. A good stage one puts who in the round of 12. Jacob has some bubbles at 30. Bubba's been great in the pits. Hope this doesn't jinx it. Yeah, I mean, I would say more upside than downside with Bubba. More upside than downside with Bubba. Chris Bell. I actually like Chris Bell after, what did he say? He was pissed about last week. Can we all agree he was the best car last week? We can all agree with that, right? I mean, he didn't have the most laps that went to Hamlin and Larson because they had clean air. Bell never led a lap and was second or third in fastest laps. I thought that Bell was the best car last week. I don't even, Larson at first, right? But I think he was the best car. Yeah, he's sick of it. I don't blame him. If you look at the last 4 races here, Bell's been the third best car, a kind of a distant third behind the 11 and the 5. He did run, in my opinion, the best 7 consecutive laps in the race. Now, I'm cherry picking. Let me tell you exactly why I'm cherry picking. I've played exactly one outright, and that is Chris Bell at 12-1. I've played one outright, and that was Chris Bell at 12-1. I like the number, and I like that he's kind of been the third best guy here. And I thought that, seeing these 7 laps in clean air, and this is me, maybe this is me just justifying after the fact. I also saw a lot of late run speed. Okay. It's really hard to tell in practice who was fast and who was slow consistently because of dirty air or traffic in practice. I'm pushing agendas. This is a propaganda show. Bell gonna open 3-1 next week. Yeah, might be worth it. Bell has not been happy with Adam Stevens for a few years. He favors his car chief, Chris Sherwood. There might be a change in the upcoming offseason. Yeah. I will push real hard back against that. I would push real hard against that. And I think Sherwood's a sharp guy. That's for sure. Can't get into why, but I'm pretty sure. I think a lot of the issues with this 20 team don't fall on Adam Stevens. I think it's executing Adam Stevens' plan. See, I disagree. I disagree. Drunkest Hall says Stevens sucks. He has made so many bad calls the last 2-3 years. The finishes haven't been there, but I do think that they've made the right calls. I think they've made the right calls. They've had bad outcomes. And you know what? If you're just looking at the outcomes, yeah, it's real easy to say that. It's real easy to say that. If I'm taking a crew chief, if I'm taking any crew chief, I think I'm Cliff Daniels 1. I think I'm setting up cars like, I would say this. If I don't like the way Cliff Daniels calls races. Yep, good luck win the race, Ryan. I don't like the way Cliff Daniels calls races. But I like the way he commands a race. I think Adam Stevens and Paul Wolf are the best at the strategy. Hassler's gotten better. Hassler's gotten better, Young Money. I would agree with that. I would think Hassler's gotten better. I would go ahead and agree with that. Yeah, Big Ross brings up a great point. It's a great point. If Chevy doesn't collude at Martinsville, Chris Bell and Stevens win the championship last year. That's true. That is a true statement. Ooh, man. Brian, I think you're out of line here. I think you're out of line. You have to. Who's in charge of making the car fast? Who is in charge of making the car fast? The crew chief. Who's been the fastest? That's Hassler. Hassler makes that car fast. Now, the pit crew hasn't been great. I think he's gotten better. I don't know if he's number 3, but he's gotten better. Anyway, we've digressed. Josh Berry, just a bad practice. I mean, bad practice. Bad practice for Josh Berry. What's it? What? I didn't even look. How did he look? How did he look in? I didn't watch. So that was, I think this was a Sunday, the Masters, right? How did Josh Berry look? Or did he wreck out? He just kind of ran a solid race. Solid race for Josh Berry. If he does that, if you don't make mistakes, Josh Berry will hang around. If he makes a mistake, he's dead. Excuse me. Avoiding accidents matters for Berry. Gosh, this is such a smart. This group of people that's on this pre-race show, it's just incredible. Like, that's such a great comment. Avoiding incidents matters for Berry. Who else is saying that? No one. Joey Jordan. I tend to be more pro Berry than against. That being said, Penske looks like they have given up. I mean, Blaney went out there, it was pretty good. Berry about to implode. I don't know. If you made an argument, if I had to pick or choose if I'm fading Berry or not, or betting on him, I'm fading Berry. Okay, moving on. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. This is a great track for Ricky. But if you look at practice, let me find my Ricky notes here. I like that he ran a lot of laps. I like that. But I don't like the speed I saw. However, Ricky doesn't just rip the bottom, right? Ricky goes and searches for speed. If he finds it, it's going to be into the mid or upper groove, and it's going to be his ability to find speed where others aren't in lap traffic. That's a lot of justification for a guy that just doesn't get good finishes. Okay, so this is not an endorsement of Ricky Stenhouse, but this is just saying if he's going to find speed, yeah, good luck passing Ricky if the top comes in. There you go. There you go. Carson Hocevar. All right. I need a bias check here. I need a bias check. Am I wrong to say I don't care how how Carson Hocevar looks in practice? I think he's going to be solid tonight. Is that like, I remember betting Carson Hocevar at this track live multiple times at over 100-1, thinking like, holy shit, if he ever gets a lead, he's not going to get past. Pit crew might suck. Yep. But Hocevar Rex Cindric. We are crawling right now through the pre-race poll. I apologize. But I like Carson Hocevar today. I like Carson Hocevar. Ross Chastain. Old Rossi poo. I mean, you got to get it on restarts and whatever. I don't know. I'm very opinionless on Ross Chastain. He had a lot of fall off. Like, I actually need to adjust my chart here. I need to. To even get all of Ross's laps, I kind of need to pull laps that I think aren't relevant. That's a problem. Josh Berry is really slow. That's what I noticed when I changed when I changed like my chart here a little bit. Josh Berry is really slow. When I change this and all of a sudden I look at it a little differently. So everyone, can someone remember this, that I need to do a chart change about halfway through every show, because then I'll kind of tell you what I think. I like Chris Bell more, and I like Blaney a little bit more after my chart change. So there you go. Who am I even on? Oh, Ross Chastain. It's hard to back him. If you're going to back Ross Chastain, it's because you think he's going to be good on restarts and hard to pass. Tyler Reddick. Actually, Tyler Reddick, who does not run well here, I guess showed some long run speed, but also showed some vulnerability because he was not able to run consistent laps. You know, he was able to find speed at times. He didn't have a ton of follow-up, but he was also real bad on the short run. Did he wait before he came out? Excuse me. I don't remember if Ross Chastain waited before he came out. Yeah, if the top comes in, I do think he just has, what's his best finish, like 15th in the Cup Series? I know he's good in Xfinity here, but man, yeah, wrapping the bottom just doesn't sound like a Reddick thing. Alex Bowman. I don't even need to look at his practice times. He's probably going to be fine if he has a decent race on pit road. Brett says 873 laps last two races. You're not ridiculous for saying you hate this track with this car. No. Yeah, the thing is, the 48's got to win, right? Is that where we're at? That ain't happening. And with that probably comes some risk taking you wouldn't normally see. And I don't like the 48 for that. This is where the playoffs change betting, right? The predictions change because of the playoff format. And I just can't get, it's really hard to get behind an Alex Bowman that we typically see just get good finishes because it does not matter. So the guy that's been betting, or the person that's been betting Alex Bowman week in and week out, if it's plus 120 or plus 150 price just to finish in the top 10, I don't know that you can do that this week. I'll get to these guys. Hang on, Trevor. Over eager son of a Chase Elliott. Let's see old Chase here. Not a good practice. He pitted twice. Now he got good towards the end. But Chase is also just, I feel like he's on cruise control. He's on cruise control. He's just going to have a decent finish. I don't think he's going to go out there and race for the win. You just want to see a pass for the lead. And so, yeah, Brett, I agree. Just wants to see a pass for the lead on the same tires at some point in a race. It seems like it's been forever. I agree. Yeah, the whole Hendrick camp did miss it a little bit. Yeah, that's a good point, Young Money. Jacob hates Elliott. Yeah, of course. Jacob wants to see some tire wear. Weird. Oh, gosh, Ryan. Drink. Take a drink, okay? Come on. We don't have time for your F1 bullshit. All right. Justin Haley. Well, Justin, pretty good practice for the kid. Pretty good practice for the kid. He ran long, he ran solid, he ran consistently, and he ran as much as almost anybody. I think only Ty Gibbs and Ryan Blaney ran more than him. And I'm not saying it's hard to compare, the groups, but he was pretty good. He was pretty good. I could get behind any Haley, and I might be a Haley apologist. I think he's decent. Big Ross agrees. It's a good track for him. Yes, I agree. I like Justin Haley. You had to get him before practicing qualifying, though, in my opinion. Brad Keselowski. Old Brad. I typically like Brad here. I think I would not be shocked if Brad's good. If you look at his practice times, it's complete. You don't need to look at that. Just trust me. It doesn't matter what he was doing in practice. No one else was doing. So you look at his practice times, you go, oh, he's going to be terrible. But trust me, he was not doing what everyone else was doing. So I don't care how bad he looks. I think it's just his issue is not going to be his car. His issue is going to be passing. He's starting 18th. And I do think it'd be something to see that American flag go around the track tonight if he were to win. John Hunter Nemechek. Legacy's been running strong. I just can't get behind John Hunter, though. Come on. Week in and week out, I can't get behind him. And then he just kind of sits there and is, running top 10. So I don't know how to handicap John Hunter anymore because he's been running strong when I don't think he should. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't know. Ryan Preece did look good in the long run. Ryan Preece looked really good in the long run. And I think RFK has been very strong here. So I like Ryan Preece in the long run, but again, starting this deep in the field, I just I don't know. That's tough. But he's done it before. Preece always looks good in the long run. Yeah, he does. I don't know that I like Top Ford. Top Ford. I think Ryan Blaney is just way better than everyone else. You have Cindric starting up there if he runs a flawless race. You have Josh Berry starting up there. I think Top Ford's a tough one for Preece. Chris Buescher. Again, I'm going to say the same thing about him. Good racetrack for him. Good racetrack for RFK. Got a lot of work to do. Better hope there's passing. Joey Logano. Wow, how bad can you look every week? How bad can Joey Logano look every freaking week and somehow squeak out a top 5? How? He's terrible here. He's been bad. I have one matchup. I have Chase Briscoe over Joey Logano. I paid minus 130. I don't know. My matchups have been trash lately. I haven't been playing them. I've only been looking for upside, outrights, top 3s, top 5s. That's it. I did. I faded Logano. Joey can't pass clean, King says. The combination of bad in practice and bad in historically, at least in this car, has me fading him. And I also think that Chase Briscoe looked is the best he's looked in practice, which is just crazy. Carson minus was 115 over Barry. If you were to guarantee me Carson to finish all the laps of the race, I would pound that. I would pound that. Unfortunately, really? I don't know. Austin Dillon, typically, anytime you have to search for speed, I do put Austin Dillon in kind of that dirt track camp where, he can find a little speed. However, it wasn't there in practice. Oh, gosh. I just saw a Joey Logano fuel cheat code. I mean, that's where we're at, though. There's not enough fall off. We're not going to see a fuel fest here, but the fact that we're even having this conversation, Austin hated his car in practice. He didn't look good. I have nothing on nor against him. If anything, I think you fade him. Zane Smith. Why is Zane so popular? Is it because he has such a big top 10 price every week? I feel like I have to explain myself on Zane Smith, and I don't know. He was okay in practice, maybe pretty good long run. I have nothing on nor against him. Zane has turned the corner. Maybe I just don't pay attention to Zane. I might have a blind spot for him. I really might. Maybe I have a blind spot for Zane Smith. I mean, I'm sure you guys could pick out where my blind spots are. I mean, you watch this every week. That's the same people, right? Michael McDowell. At the time during practice, I thought that he was very fast short run, and he's going to be hard to pass. I think Spire, you have to look at them across the board and say this is a really good practice for Spire. This is a really good practice for Spire. Jared Goff blind spot. Ryan, I mean, you guys blew a lead against the Vikings that you never should have blown. That wasn't Ben Johnson's fault. I mean, honestly, we just gifted. I feel like the Vikings were just gifted the NFC North. That's how I feel. Or the Packers, I mean, not the Vikings. The Packers were gifted the NFC North. It's terrible. Key is getting avoided. Yeah, you start to talk about these guys deeper in the field. You just can't get lapped. I mean, Michael McDowell, come on. I have nothing on. I have no feel on there. Cole Custer, same thing. We're starting to get to the point where it's really hard deep in the field to say who's going to be strong, who's going to work their way up. Cole Custer showed me nothing that was going to work his way up. Now, is Cole Custer hard to pass? Yeah, he is. Yeah, Zane's 150 points above Noah. That's crazy. How's Miami doing? The Hurricanes are my only bet today. Eric Jones. Man, he used to be a Rocket here. If you're going based off history, yeah, I like it. Oh, good. Big Ross says they're up 11. I have a -10 first half. Weather delay? Oh, shoot. Is it past halftime? Eric Jones, he's been awesome here in the past. And the more the driver matters tonight, the better the 43 will be. Young money, that is a great, I'm just going to leave it at that. The more the driver matters, the better the 43 will be. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Thoughts on Ryan Preece? Feduni, is that how you pronounce that? Feduni Abbey? You've been on here before. I've already gone through and talked about Ryan Preece. That's a drink. I have to issue a drink. That's a drink penalty. That's a 2-drink penalty. 2 sips at least. Come on. You're better than that. I said he'd be good in the long run. I don't know how he gets up there in the short run. SVG. It'd be a tough day for SVG. Riley Herbst. I'm not going to talk about SVG. Riley Herbst, I thought, was actually really solid in practice. It's weird to say. He was very solid in the long run. As solid as anybody in the long run. In the first kind of run. Do I think that that's what he's going to do? I don't run solidly. I doubt it. Riley Herbst top 10, 16-1. Probably true odds, right? Probably true odds. Like fair value. Noah Gregson again. This is another great track for Noah. Oh, you want to take a flyer on anybody top 10? Whoa. 27-1 for a top 10? That's different, Johnny J. If you hit 27-1 for Herb's top 10, yeah. I feel like if I'm going to sit here and say that fair value is 17-1 and you get 27, you take that. So whoever got on that, well done. Do I think he gets there? No, I don't. I think maybe he does 6 or 7% of the time, but you're getting 27-1. That's still there. If you're looking for a flyer, that's the one, I think. 27 at Herb's top 10. I mean, I don't see it. What's Gregson? Yeah, Young Money, I agree. Briscoe bad in practice, usually qualifies well. This time he was good in practice. Qualifies poorly. 10 on FanDuel, top 10. Ty Dillon, top 10? No. Come on. No, not Ty Dillon. I said, what is Noah Gregson top 10? Ryan, I'm pretty sure you're not being sarcastic and you're actually giving me the right answer. Gregson's 14, bet US. Herb's not finishing the race. Okay, yeah. I mean, listen, I usually run across a lot of people that just want a big payout on something that's fun to watch. I do think that there's something that I did like in practice about the 35 and Riley Herbst and the 4 and Noah Gregson. I don't have anything on them. I have 2 bets. 2. What are they? Chris Bell to win, 12-1, and then I have Briscoe over Logano at -130. The rest will be live bets. I'm still going to give you my top 10. I know we're 42 minutes in. I got 18 minutes left here, and I'm going to get out of here. Chase Briscoe. Awesome in practice. The best practice he's had all year. It's the best practice he's had since Homestead of last year when I thought he was going to run away with this thing. And he was a donkey. He was terribly, barely finished top 10. I lost my ass. No, I didn't lose my ass. Who won that race last year? Oh, Reddick won. I had Reddick. I think if you're looking at any deep outright to win, it is Chase Briscoe. He was as good as Blaney, Hamlin, and Bell. Are you asking or are you saying? Not sure if you're asking or saying. Remember, he only needs to win. No way Briscoe moves up to the field. Well, this is I think this says a lot about where the 19 is. If Chase Briscoe drives his ass up through the field, yeah, someone go ahead and clip this because I'm about to say something that no one else will say. If Chase Briscoe drives up through the field and can race inside the top 10 where he started here, he has to be one of the favorites for the championship. He has to be one of the favorites. And if he gets to the Final Four, no one wants to see him there. He has made 0 mistakes. He has qualified well, and he's a damn good driver. It's time we start saying it. I've been last year I was high on Briscoe, and this year I was low on Briscoe. Dude, if Briscoe can get into the top 10, and I'm not saying steal track position and get a lucky caution, you have to make him one of the favorites for the Cup. I would take him. All right, clip. Go ahead. Post this. Don't care. If he drives into the top 10, he has to be a bigger favorite to win the Cup than Kyle Larson. And I don't even think it's close. You have to take Chase Briscoe seriously. And if you don't, He could sneak out this championship. If it's based on speed, you're telling me, I think if you're Ryan Blaney and Chris Bell, I think those are kind of the two favorites at Phoenix. Okay? Those are the two favorites, Bell and Blaney. They would rather see anyone over Chase Briscoe. They would rather see anyone over Briscoe. And if one of those two guys doesn't make it, you better run a perfect freaking race, because the 19 team will, and they have in pressure situations. Yeah. I think that if now today's a big day, they have not qualified well. They have not qualified well for the first time in a while. How does this team respond? Okay. We have not seen them behind the 8 ball before. I don't know. They're behind the 8 ball for the first time in a long time. I don't even know. What is he to win the championship? What's the best odds? I just can't get enough down to care on the championship, to be honest. That's where I'm at. Oh, time to open another beer. Top 3 team right now. He's like 8. I would say you'd pull the trigger at, 10 to 12. I feel like 10 to 12 is a good price. I remember I tweeted that at 20 you should consider betting him at 20, and I took a ton of shit. How many cars on the lead lap to start stage 2? To start stage 2. What are we, 115 laps? You have 20 locked and loaded. Nice. Oh, NASCAR guy got him at 22. That's great. Good job. Great bets. Bell 8 for the championship last week. Yeah. How long before the sticky stuff wears off? Yeah, Highline. Man, if I knew that. 125 the first lap or the first stage. Oh, man, that's a tough question. I don't know that I'm qualified to actually give the answer. I would say 125 laps. If it stays green, 25 cars? Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I am very high on Chase Briscoe. Got a Briscoe Eagles Super Bowl parlay. Okay. Oh, well, anyway. Kyle Busch. There was a time when if you had come to me and said, "Hey, I'm Chris from the future, and Kyle Busch is going to be, what is he, 60 to 1 to win this race? He's going to be 60 to 1 to win at Bristol." I would call you crazy. I would call you crazy. That's how good Kyle Busch was at this track in the past. I mean, he was awesome. I mean, it was. I don't know if he wins another race. I think he does. He just has to be with another team. It's crazy. It is crazy to see Kyle Busch struggle like this. Austin Hill, Cody Ware, Daniel Suarez, Todd Gillen. We don't have any Gleevers today. I'm not going to talk about anything else. All right, let's get through this top 10. I'm going to do this, and I don't even know where I'm going with this top 10. Does Dinger finish top 10? All right, let's. I'll go with what everyone thinks here. We'll count the yeses and nos. Does Dinger finish top 10? All right. 1 no, 2 no's, 1 yes, 2 yes, 3, yes. No. Yes. 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 Hell no. Yes. Come on. I know there's more people on here than just this. Crowdsourced poll. You finished top 10 this spring in much worse position. All right. All right. So Dinger, yeah, we're crowdsourcing this. I'm going to say, gee, I mean, you can't say eh. No, yes, no. All right. I'm going to say yes, one here. So Dinger, Blaney. I'm going to throw Gibbs in there. I'm going to throw Larson. I'm going to throw Hamlin. Bell. I'm going to throw Hocevar. Chase, Brad, Briscoe. We good with that? That's the cleanest top 10 I've given. I don't even know that I want to do it again. I'm gonna, but I don't know that I want to do it again. Dinger, Blaney, Gibbs, Larson, Hamlin, Bell. I mean, you could throw Bubba or Byron in there. I'm just not going to do it. Hocevar. Elliott. Keselowski. Briscoe. Bob is pushing the tire wear narrative. That's just not a thing. It didn't have Bubba, but I would throw Byron and Bubba could be in there. Byron and Bubba could be in there. I would toss out, if I were to toss out two guys, I would toss out Elliott. I would toss out Elliott and Brad K, and I would put in Bubba and Byron if I could. Hocevar plus 220 top 10. Maybe. Not a lot of tire wear. Priest could sneak in there. Yeah, sure. All right, other questions before I reveal the winner? About to 135. Haley going to be there for a top 10? He could. Do I see a lot of cautions? That's a tough one. No, I don't. What's for dinner? Where are we having for dinner? We had halibut last night. I love cooking a good halibut. But I don't remember. I don't know. I've checked out. I check out on race days. All right, yeah. So who's my pick going to be? Yeah, bubble guys, it'll be interesting. Who's my pick? Bell, Hamlin, Larson, Bell, Hamlin, Briscoe, Brad. 20, Hamlin, Bell. Lots of people picking Bell. All right, yes. Right now, Chris Bell is leggy. Right now, Bell is my biggest winner because he's my only outright. Gibbs. I am picking Denny Hamlin. And okay, so there's people that are mad about this. Okay, it's weird. You know, I see people give picks all the time. You know, I used to listen to Ricky Craven at like 6 a.m. give out his pick and just kind of wonder why I'm picking, or just. But it's so different when you're in this betting space. It's so different. Bob giving his pick of his winner and then the top 5. It's so different when you have this betting lens on it. It's so different. I have nothing on Denny Hamlin right now. Nothing. 0 on Denny Hamlin. But I think he's the bet. Like if I was telling someone to bet this race, it's going to the race, you have to have Denny Hamlin. There's one bet you have to have if you're at this race or going to the race or what. It's Denny Hamlin. I don't have him yet because right now I'm going to be looking live. I'd rather wait and see. I have the opportunity to do that. But if I was going to the race and I was going to turn off my phone and I was just going to watch NASCAR, which is what people should do at the track, I'm betting Denny Hamlin. I'm turning my phone off. That's what I'm doing. Just joined in for watching some college football at the bar. What bets have you made so far? I've only made 2, Ross, and because I really like you, I'm going to tell you. I bet Chris Bell at 12-1 to win, and then I bet Chase Briscoe over Joey Logano, -130. Yeah, Big Ross says he hates laying numbers, but he likes McDowell -150 over SVG. It seems too easy. Here's the problem with laying prices at Bristol. That's the only thing. I've had this conversation with Todd multiple times today. We love Ty Gibbs in so many different ways, but right now his outright market is completely cooked. And I'm not laying -160. It's just so hard to do. If you think that this is going to have just a green flag feel, yeah, maybe lay -150, but I'm pretty much against that. How does Blaney lose the lead? That's a great question. I think Blaney loses the lead in traffic. I think he loses the lead in traffic. I think that the 11, the 5, and the 20 are better at handling lap traffic than the 12. That's my explanation. Is it going to be right? I don't know. That's what I think. But this is what I think. Yeah, Nate, another great point. Blaney loses the lead in stage 1. He just I'm not going to say it. He just goes through he just runs to the field and wins the stage and then loses a couple spots on pit road. He might never see the lead again. All right, any more questions? Yeah, I just don't think we're going to see that. I don't think we're going to see tire fall off. I apologize. I can't. Just not going to happen. So, I guess final thoughts. Blaney looked the best in practice, okay? I think that long run, he looked as consistent as Larson has looked in practices beforehand. Where I think Blaney is different than Larson, I think Larson finds speed as the track changes, where I don't think Blaney does. So that's where I would say that there's a little bit of difference between the two of them. When you talk about the other guys that I think are going to be racing, Denny Hamlin showed much faster times later in practice, showing that the capability is there. And normally he doesn't do that. Normally Hamlin's just looking for a feel. Okay, he does not care about the stopwatch. Well, not caring about the stopwatch showed he had the ability to run some really fast lap times. And then the next person I would talk about would be Chris Bell. He ran the 7 fastest laps that I saw in practice together as a group. He also showed some speed very late in the run. We saw it from Blaney. We saw it from Ty Gibbs a little bit. And we saw it from Denny Hamlin. That's why those are the guys I really like tonight. Chase Briscoe's your biggest flyer, in my opinion. And I do think that, yeah, Hocevar could be good too. I mean, I'm not throwing him in this argument, but I've bet him live in the past here at really high odds because I looked at his lap times and he was running fast times. So that's where I'm at. Any other final questions before I get out of here? Yeah, it's a 2-beer poll. Yeah, pretty standard. And then, someone find me a sponsor or two so I can do this for a living. That'd be amazing if my job was to just drink beer and talk NASCAR. I feel like I'm good at it. Do you imagine? Oh, what do you do for work? Well, yeah, I drink beer and talk NASCAR. That would be the best. Could you imagine? That'd be awesome. I do it every day. There's like, just have like the daily NASCAR show. Hey, every day I'd go live every day at 5:00, drink a beer, and just talk about what happened on NASCAR. Like, I think that'd be great. I drink ciders. I do drink ciders right now and talk NASCAR. I do. If you survive stage 1, host of our top 10. Yeah. Yeah, come on, Dale. I think it'd be a great show to have live, just be NASCAR Today. Just what happened on Twitter. You could just read Twitter. You'd have a 20-minute show. I could drink a beer and just, hey, here's what was reported in NASCAR today. I think that'd be great. Who pulls off strategy, the Hail Mary that makes it stick? That's a great question, Nate. I'm going to say that the people that'll pull off strategy and make it stick would be Chase Briscoe, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain. I don't know that Chastain needs to pull it off. He's starting, 13th. I think Brad Keselowski could do it. But those are the 4 guys. Every single time, those 4 guys are the ones that actually make stuff stick. They're so good at maintaining track position, even if they're at a tire disadvantage. Those are the best. Yeah, you see everyone saying always Logano. Maybe the 43 or 42. Jacob, there's something to that. There is. I think the 43 and 42 have done a very good job doing that as well. Who pulls off strategy, Hail Mary, and doesn't make it stick? Ryan Preece. They've been pretty bad at that. Who doesn't make it stick? Austin Dillon, I feel like would make it stick. Suarez. Yeah, the 71 also is another good point. 71. He's made some stuff. So sick of this shit. What are you talking about, Roger? What are y'all mad about? What are you mad about, Roger? He said, I'm so sick of this shit. Cheer up, buddy. It's okay. Did we disparage one of your drivers? What happened? How did we lose you there? Bowman? Well, if you get the lead, you certainly can make it stick. It all depends on a Bell reference. Oh, gotcha. Bell reference. Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. All right, well, hey, go Bell. And I think Hamlin gets it done tonight. I think Blaney could have a Nashville type performance. He could have a Larson at Bristol type performance. So, and I think Briscoe, gosh, if he gets track position, he's going to be for real. You heard it here first, everybody. All right. Cheers. See everybody next week. Where are we at next week, Loudon? I love Loudon. I hate Bristol, betting-wise. But I love Loudon. We are going to have, tune in next week and bring a friend because I make money at Loudon every single time. I love Loudon. All right. Peace.